Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be exploring the beautiful poem A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal by William Wordsworth. Join me as I delve into the themes of love, loss, and the passage of time that permeate this poignant piece. I'll break down the imagery and language used by Wordsworth and discuss how the poem reflects the transition between life and death. Whether you're studying for an exam or simply a poetry lover, this analysis will provide insights to deepen your appreciation for this classic work. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more literary explorations. So, in the background of this poem, we have we gotta know who's the poet, in what period he was born. The poet is William Wordsworth, and he's considered to be, one of the leading figures of the Romantic movement, along with S.T. Coleridge, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. And the theme of this poem is the transition from life to death and its eternal connection with nature. So let's come to the text of the poem. A slumber did my spirit seal. I had no human fears. She seemed a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. No motion has she now, no force. She neither hears nor sees, rolled round in earth's diurnal course with rocks and stones and trees. Now, in the line, first you see two words, spirit and seal. I'll come to it later, but there has been a poetic device that's used, that is alliteration. And in the sixth line of this poem, seventh, rolled round, rolled round. The r sound has been repeated in both these words. So that is alliteration, okay? I thought of telling you this. So, this was the text of this poem. Now let's come to the summary part. The poet expresses grief over the death of a loved one. In the first stanza, we see there is a sense of timelessness and immortality. The poet believed she was beyond the decay of time when he says that no earthly years could just affect her. In the second stanza, there is a realization of death and its permanence. The loved one is now a part of nature, and this stanza is showing the acceptance of the poet. Finally, he accepts that his beloved is dead. Okay, now let's come to the third part of this poem, that is the themes. Mortality and immortality, the inevitability of death, the blending of human life with the natural world, nature's eternal cycle, death as part of the universal order. Now, in the next part, we have poetic devices. Alliteration, as I said, no motion, no force. Imagery, visual and emotional descriptions of death and nature. Personification, nature is given human-like qualities rolling in its course. Symbolism, rocks, stones, and trees symbolize the permanence of nature. Then, if we come to the part, tone and mood. Tone is reflective and mournful, and mood, first stanza, we see there is this dream like he's just in a kind of a reverie and serene, okay? There is this serenity in there. Second stanza, we see that he's feeling a bit sorrowful, but yet we see that he is in that acceptance mode, okay? So nextly, we have the analysis of this poem. It shows a journey from innocence and ignorance to acceptance of reality, and it highlights Wordsworth's philosophy, the unity between humans and nature. Death is not an end, but a transition into a natural cycle. This is the message of this poem. So, if we talk about the poet here, let me come to the text part. A slumber did my spirit seal. What he means that his soul, his spirit, it was enclosed. It was enclosed. That means there was a kind of a slumber that had just taken over, that is just controlled, kept in control of this spirit that he has. And he's saying that I had no human fears. She seemed a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. That means all the materialistic things are simply mentioned here in this line. Whatever the things are, she was having no impact of all those things. She was getting no effect of all those things. So apart from that, let's come to the conclusion part. A slumber did my spirit seal is a poignant exploration of loss and acceptance. And his poetic expression of grief connects life, death, and nature. The poem resonates with the romantic ideals of harmony with nature. The message of A slumber did my spirit seal. It revolves around themes of love, loss, and the inevitability of death. This poem reflects on the speaker's deep emotional connection to his beloved, one who has passed away. It conveys a sense of tranquility in the acceptance of mortality, suggesting that love transcends physical existence. The imagery of slumber that has been used in line number one, it symbolizes a peaceful state, while the final lines evoke the idea that the loved one is now part of the eternal cycle of life and death. Overall, we see that this poem captures the bittersweet nature of remembrance and the enduring bond between the living and the dead.